Buffett letter. So yeah, I'm gonna do some A/B testing today, guys. So in the chat, I might add some classical music in the background to see if you guys like that or not. If you guys don't like that, let us know. Okay, we're gonna do some testing today in the chat. Okay, so let's add some Mozart because that's non-copyrighted, and see if that actually helps me focus as well. So, do you think Waltz of the Flowers is pretty good, Dad?
I'm not familiar with that off the top of my head, but Mozart's good stuff. So,
all right, let me do Mozart Symphony Number 38. It's 31 minutes. All right, and let's turn it down. Alrighty, now we have it in the background. Now let's start doing it.
So, the annual letter to shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway Inc. often starts with this: Berkshire's performance versus S&P 500.
Yo, what's up, chat? So guys, do M for music, no, do N for no music. So M for music, N for no music. While we read the letter, what do you guys think in the chat? Because there's a couple of them.
Do you have the letter up? Can everybody see the letter?
Yeah. But they can't see our faces right now because I accidentally messed it up. There we go. Now they can. They can't see your face, by the way.
Why is that?
I'm not sure. They just can't see your face. If they can't see your face, now they can. Now they can't. Oh, is it when you're off the application they can't see it?
Oh yeah. So for right now, I just have the phone.
Okay, that's fine. You don't need your face today. Don't worry about it.
All right. So looking at the Berkshire's performance versus S&P 500 from 1965 to 2017, you can see that even with the dividends included, Berkshire Hathaway's book value and market value far surpasses the S&P 500.
Yes, by millions of percent. Millions. Okay.
Well, the overall gain from 1964 to 2017 was 1 million percent in the book value and 2.4 million percent in the market value for Berkshire Hathaway shares versus, I think that says 15,500%.
Oh, I think the music is a nice touch. Somebody said they liked the music, so yeah. In the background, so, and I think it will actually help me focus because I have an ADHD brain, so if I have something else in the background, I'm able to focus even better.
All right, I'm going to start reading the letter. Berkshire Hathaway Inc. To the shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway Inc. Berkshire's gain in net worth during 2017 was $65.3 billion, which increased the per-share book value of both our Class A and Class B stock by 23%. Over the last 53 years, that is, since present management took over, per-share book value has grown from $19 to $211,750, a rate of 19.1% compounded annually. The format of that opening paragraph has been standard for 30 years, but 2017 was far from standard. A large portion of our gain did not come from anything we accomplished at Berkshire. The $65 billion gain is nonetheless real, rest assured of that, but only $36 billion came from Berkshire's operations. The remaining $29 billion was delivered to us in December when Congress rewrote the U.S. tax code. Details of Berkshire's tax-related gain appear on page K32 and pages K89 through K90.
All right, I'm going to read this part. After starting those official facts, I prefer to turn immediately to discussing Berkshire's operations. But still another interruption. I must tell you first about the new accounting rule, generally accepted by accounting principles, GAAP. They've talked about this for years in the other letters, correct?
Right. Slow down just a little bit. You're skipping words and adding words. So
okay, slow down a little bit.
Yeah, so that you read the words that are there and that you don't read words that are not there.
Okay, I have dyslexia. You have to remember that, and I'm a little bit all over the place right now. I'm trying to do 10 things at once. All right. that future quarterly and annual
Hold on.
report will...
Hold on. Okay, so right there, I don't. Listen, how do I say this?
Okay.
So, what you read was that future quarterly, but you skipped the word in. That in future quarterly and annual report.
That in future quarterly and annual report will severely distort Berkshire's net income figures and very often mislead commentators and investors. Did I say that right?
Yes, very good.
Okay, I don't want to read it so slow for the podcast, though, so maybe I need to practice on my own for next time.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. We want to read it quickly, but we want to read it correctly. I think reading it correctly is more important than reading it quickly.
Okay.
And even more so than reading it correctly is understanding it. Like having comprehension is what I think is most important.
Okay.
And the best way to get comprehension is to read it correctly. Like, if you skip words that are there or add words that aren't there, comprehension becomes much more difficult.
Yeah. Oh, now I've struggled with that my whole life, guys. So, yeah, but I'm trying to get better by doing this in the first place.
Yeah, I think the more that we do it, the better that we'll get at it. But in order to do that, it's important to do it correctly.
All right, I'm gonna have to read it very slowly then, Dad. Okay. Let me try the next one and see. Just count how many mistakes I make. We're gonna try to less them.
All right, I'll wait until you finish the paragraph, and then I'll go back and call out anything. Okay.
Okay. The new rule says that the net change in unrealized investment gains and losses in stocks we hold must be included in all net income figures we report to you. That requirement will produce some truly wild and, how do you say that word?
Capricious
swings in our GAAP bottom line. Berkshire owns 170 billion of marketable stocks, not including our shares in Kraft Heinz. Blah. And the value of these holdings can easily swing by 10 billion or more within a quarterly reporting period, including gyrations. Is that how you say that?
Gyrations is how I say it.
Gyrations, and what does that mean?
A gyration is like a movement. Sometimes it's like a tornado type movement or a whirlpool type movement, but it can be any kind of movement.
Okay, of that magnitude. In reported net income will swamp the truly important numbers that describe our operation performance. For analytical purposes, Berkshire's bottom line will be useless. Did I get that right?
Well, right before you stumbled on Kraft Heinz, you read the word of as the word in.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, yes, I'd say that you read that.
Alright, so that was like 93% like comprehension then.
Well, no, we haven't determined what your comprehension is. We just determined what your correctness of reading it was. Now, what is your comprehension? What did he actually say there?
Oh, that's different. Yeah. Well, that the gap is like kind of like he doesn't like the rule, right? But right. It's also important. Numbers.
Why doesn't he like the line? Why doesn't he like the rule?
Because of wild swings. I think that's the wording he used.
Right, but wild swings in what? And what do those wild swings like? Why does he not? What is it about that he doesn't like?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know that question. I don't know how to answer that one. That one's difficult. So can you help me with that one?
Well, he might describe it some more in this letter later on, but he's described it in past letters too. So
Okay.
if you can think back on what we've read before, and that's a part of reading comprehension, is tying it to what you already know or what you've read elsewhere.
Yes.
And it feels like we're going slower and taking longer on this one, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
In other letters, he's explained the reason why he doesn't like this very much is because he's required now to report unrealized gains.
Mm-hmm.
And that means, or losses, and in the stocks that they hold. And the stock market can go crazy high or crazy low. He doesn't use the word crazy, he uses the word wild and capricious.
Yeah.
But it can wildly fluctuate, and Warren just doesn't feel like that's a very accurate or fair insight into what's really going on at the company.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, on Sundays I have more time to do a podcast, and I think we should make Sunday podcasts more personable and more like this is supposed to be my rest day for me. Like, I believe Sunday is the Sabbath, and I believe it's a rest day. So, we're able to nitpick everything about the letter and take 2 hours if we need 2 hours to go through the letter, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. There's so much I could comment on that.
Yeah,
Sabbath,
what do you want to comment on?
I mean, Sabbath literally means 7, and Sunday is the first day of the week, and the 7th day is Saturday. So, and in other languages, you can see that. For example, in Spanish, sábado literally is Sabbath and literally is Saturday. But anyway.
Okay. Well, I take Sunday as a rest day then. I retract my statement.
You don't have to retract it. It's just anyway.
Okay. Alrighty. Evil Dave, what's up? Do you like the music in the background, or no? Should we turn it off? Because nobody's commented on that. They're just watching and not commenting. Alrighty.
All right, I'll continue.
Yeah.
The new rule compound. That's fine. The new rule compounds the communication problems we have long had in dealing with the realized gains or losses that accounting rules compel us to include in our net income. In past quarterly and annual press releases, we have regularly warned you not to pay attention to these realized gains because they, just like our unrealized gains, fluctuate randomly. That's largely because we sell securities when that seems the intelligent thing to do, not because we are trying to influence earnings in any way. As a result, we sometimes have reported substantial realized gains for a period when our portfolio overall performed poorly, or the converse. All right, so continue on.
Yeah.
With the new rule about unrealized gains exacerbating the distortion caused by the existing rules applying to realized gains, we will take pains every quarter to explain the adjustments you need in order to make sense of our numbers. But televised commentary on earnings releases is often instantaneous with their receipt, and newspaper headlines almost always focus on the year-over-year change in GAAP net income. Consequently, media reports sometimes highlight figures that unnecessarily frighten or encourage many readers or viewers. We will attempt to alleviate this problem by continuing our practice of publishing financial reports late on Friday, well after the markets close, or early on Saturday morning. That will allow you maximum time for analysis and give investment professionals the opportunity to deliver informed commentary before markets open on Monday. Nevertheless, I expect considerable confusion among shareholders for whom accounting is a foreign language. At Berkshire, what counts most are increases in our normalized per share earning power. That metric is what Charlie Munger, my long-term partner, and I focus on, and we hope that you do too. Our scorecard for 2017 follows. Okay. At Berkshire, what counts most?
Long-time partners, or
No.
Oh shoot. Gosh. What counts most? Darn it. What?
So it was the second to last sentence I just read.
Okay.
It's the first sentence of the last paragraph I read.
Just say it.
At Berkshire, what counts most are increases in our normalized...
increase in normalized share and per share earning power. Okay.
All right, what is normalized per share earning power? What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, what does earning power mean?
Well, like the power to earn.
Right. It's the earnings. How much earnings does the company make? Now, what does normalized per share earnings mean? Or I should say, what does per share earnings?
Per share means gosh. I feel so embarrassed going through it this way. Per share.
Well, by asking these really simple foundational questions, then we get a very strong foundational understanding and a good base.
Okay. But it makes me feel stupid. Okay.
But it's the opposite. It's by that willingness to feel stupid or to ask these questions, then we get that really solid understanding.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Per share means like how many shares, right? Or well,
per share. So it's like if you were to take all the earnings and divide it by all the shares, then you would get the earnings per share.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, there's 7 people in here, dude. People are calling me a nerd, bro, in the chat. They're being mean to me.
Yeah, well, Warren Buffett is a nerd, but he's one rich nerd.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
The other nerds that I know of the other extremely rich people that I know of are also nerds.
Okay, so maybe people calling me a nerd, I need to take it as a compliment and not an insult.
Yeah, what we're doing is gaining some understanding and some knowledge, and so it's gaining knowledge is a good thing.
Okay.
All right, so the per share earnings is also called the earnings per share, but he wants to normalize it. He wants it to be focused on what the company's earning from their operations, more so than taking into account the market fluctuations on the shares that they hold in the public companies.
Yeah.
But they have to report that. So
yeah,
they do report it. All right. Moving on. Acquisitions. There are 4 building blocks that add value to Berkshire. 1, sizable standalone acquisitions. 2, bolt-on acquisitions that fit with businesses we already own. 3, internal sales growth and margin improvement at our many and varied businesses. And 4, investment earnings from our huge portfolio of stocks and bonds. In this section, we will review 2017 acquisition activity. What are the 4 building blocks that add value to Berkshire?
1, sizable standalone acquisitions. Why? I don't know what's going on, Dad. My dyslexia is really acting up today. I don't know why.
Maybe I had a lot of sugar last night or caffeine or something. Who knows?
Okay, I did have a lot of sugar yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
What'd you have?
What?
What'd you have?
I had cake. I had gummy bears. I had a lot of sugar. I probably had like 200 grams of sugar yesterday.
Cake and gummy bears?
Yeah.
Any soda?
Yeah, I had, I went to McDonald's, had some soda too. Yeah, I had like 200 grams of sugar yesterday.
200 grams? I bet you had more than that.
No, I got 78 from the soda. I got like 50 from the cake that I had. I had like 50 from the gummy bears, and then a little bit from whatever else I had. So that's like 200.
Well, that would be under the U.S. average.
Yeah. But I don't usually have any sugar if I can avoid it. Like,
Okay.
so like having that much sugar is kind of making me get a sugar high, is what I'd call it.
Yeah, I think the average sugar intake per person in the United States is close to 250 grams.
Well, I'm not average, Dad. I try to eat a lot less sugar than that.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah.
Except for you're having cake and gummy bears and sodas.
Okay, well, that was yesterday. Today I'm not gonna eat all that junk. Okay.
All right. All right. So you kind of gave up there. I think you only listed two.
Oh, okay. Bolt
get
on
all
acquisitions that fit with businesses that we already own. So what's bolt on acquisitions mean though?
Well, it's in contrast to sizable and standalone acquisitions. So what's a standalone acquisition?
Gosh, you put me on the spot.
It's a company that they buy that is unrelated to companies that they currently own.
Yeah.
They already own so many companies, so it'd be hard for them to buy something that's completely unrelated to anything they own. But although there are several industries that they're not really involved in, but if they were to buy, a hotel somewhere or something, well,
It's crazy how much. I know this is off topic, but it's crazy how much sugar and nutrition can really affect you in a day. Because, I mean, like, I went from having, like, less than, like, 100 grams of sugar to having over 200 grams of sugar. And the difference of my mental clarity is, like, literally, I feel like I'm usually 160 IQ, but right now I'm feeling like 120 just based off the sugar. Yeah?
Yeah, well, food's what is the fuel your body and mind run on. So, you want that to be high quality.
So, I mean, it's like, don't do it again, like, type thing. Like, I've learned my lesson today just from reading this letter that if I'm struggling this hard just because I had sugar, I need to cut sugar out of my life, okay?
And that was just a guess on my part. I could have just as easily guessed that you were sleep deprived or...
No. I mean, I got like 9 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah. Well, that's good. All right. A standalone acquisition is a company that they buy that's not related to any of the other companies that they currently own. A bolt-on acquisition would be something that they can fold into one of their other operations. So if they own, if they were to own something like a car manufacturing plant and then they went and bought a tire manufacturing plant or something, you know what I mean? Like it could be bolted on, or it could be, related to what they're doing. Both of them aren't the best examples, but anyway.
Somebody commented something. Evil Dave says, a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
Very nice. That sounds good.
That sounds good. Alright. Okay, let's see. We're at number 4, right?
I don't know. Did you say internal sales growth and margin improvement?
Yeah, I did, but we didn't go through it.
That's okay. Keep going.
Alright, investments, earnings from our huge portfolio, and stocks and bonds.
All right. So now he's going to review the 2017 acquisition activity. In our search for new standalone businesses, the key qualities we seek are durable competitive strengths, able and high-grade management, good returns on the net tangible assets required to operate the business, opportunities for internal growth at attractive returns, and finally, a sensible purchase price. What are the key qualities that Berkshire seeks in the new businesses that they buy?
Competitive strengths and good management.
Durable competitive strengths. But go ahead.
Durable competitive strengths and high grade management.
And more. Keep going. Keep reading it.
Good returns. Net tangible assets.
Good returns on the net tangible assets.
Okay. Do you want me to read it word for word or improvise? Because I'm trying to improvise.
If you like, you can read it word for word. That's word for word is what he, that's fine.
Okay. That's fine. Required to operate the business.
Right, and
Oh my gosh. This is driving me nuts.
and a sensible purchase price.
Yeah, and this is supposed to purchase price. I don't
Okay,
know why this
what?
is driving me nuts, Dad. This is actually driving me nuts.
It is?
Yeah.
What about it is driving you nuts?
I don't know. I'm just not used to doing this, and it's like really uncomfortable. Yeah.
And we're live streaming it, so it's out there for everyone to see.
I know. I mean, this is how I felt in actually 2017 when I started TnT Gaming. I felt so uncomfortable doing it, but then I got more and more comfortable over time. So it's kind of funny that this is the letter that is like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Let's take a deep breath and reset. And let me ask you, in Berkshire's search for new standalone business, what are the key qualities that they seek?
Durable competitive strengths, able and high grade management, good returns on net tangible assets required to operate the business, and opportunities for internal growth at retracted terms, and finally a sensible purchase price.
Very good. Very, very good. I think the more that we do this, the easier it becomes, and the more comfortable you can be.
I'm so uncomfortable with that. I don't know, like this reminds me of me, like my first video ever. Hey, it's Tom T, X Tom Tix, and like that. Remember that? That's how it feels right now. Okay.
Well, no, I think you sound great. Let me pull up the camera and look at you, because let's see. You're looking great. You sounded great. I think it's all good.
Okay. All
right.
The last requirement provided by a barrier to virtually all deals we receive.
The last requirement proved a barrier.
Darn it! I skipped the word again.
Well, you just read it as provided instead of proved.
Oh, proved. Okay. That we reviewed in 2017 as the price for a decent but far from spectacular business hit an all-time high. Indeed, price seemed almost irrelevant to an army for optimistic purchasers.
All right, so right there he's saying that a sensible purchase price is one of the key qualities that he seeks when searching for new businesses, and that sensible purchase price was something that he couldn't find. He said that it was a barrier to virtually all the deals that they looked at in 2017. So
yeah,
and why is that? Why were sensible prices a barrier to the deals they reviewed?
Because in 2017 the stock market was inflated, right?
Yeah, because the prices for like all the businesses were very, very high. So
yeah.
He wasn't able to find much stuff.
The chat is giving me some advice. Just take it one word at a time, one step at a time, and we'll keep watching, Thomas. So yeah.
Oh, the chat is so supportive. That's so great. Okay.
Yeah.
They went from calling you a nerd to now being.
Well, the nerdy people left. Okay, like we were at 7 viewers, and then we kind of started ranting about me being nervous, and then it went down to 3 viewers. So that's my fault. Okay.
From nerd to nervous to
brilliant.
What?
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Perfect. All right. The last requirement proved a barrier. Oh, we already read that. Why the purchasing frenzy? In part, it's because the CEO job self-selects for can-do types. If Wall Street analysts or board members urge that brand of CEO to consider possible acquisitions, it's a bit like telling your ripening teenager to be sure to have a normal sex life. Once a CEO hungers for a deal, he or she will never lack for forecasts that justify the purchase. Subordinates will be cheering, envisioning enlarged domains and the compensation levels that typically increase with corporate size. Investment bankers, smelling huge fees, will be applauding as well. Don't ask the barber whether you need a haircut. if the historical performance of the target falls short of validating its acquisition, large synergies will be forecast. Spreadsheets never disappoint. Do we need to review any of that?
Well, I mean, I think he's talked about this in his newer letters too. Don't ask barber for a haircut. I'm pretty sure you said that multiple times.
Yes, he has. He has.
Yeah.
The ample availability of extraordinarily cheap debt in 2017 further fueled purchase activity. After all, even a high-priced deal will usually boost per-share earnings if it is debt-financed. At Berkshire, in contrast, we evaluate acquisitions on an all-equity basis, knowing that our taste for overall debt is very low, and that to assign a large portion of our debt to any individual business would generally be fallacious, leaving aside certain exceptions, such as debt dedicated to Clayton's lending portfolio, or the fixed asset commitments at our regulated utilities. We also never factor in, nor do we often find, synergies. So, what does fallacious mean?
I don't know.
Well, you can look it up on Google, but it's usually referring to a fallacy,
Right.
like as in a logical fallacy, but also like as an error. Like what he's saying is that Berkshire prefers not to have a lot of debt, and that if they were to get acquisitions by using a huge amount of debt, that would usually be a bad decision.
Yeah. I got another suggestion in the chat. He says that I should read aloud with you off stream and then do the real stream afterwards if we can schedule times to do that. I'm such a busy person, but I want to work on my reading comprehension since I think it's very important.
Oh, for sure. We could do it together, or you can do it alone. Like, it wouldn't be a bad idea to read these on our own before.
On our own before.
But you know what? Like, it's okay. Like, we can show our work in public and warts and all, and you can always take the stream down if you don't want it.
Yeah, I might take this one down, Dad. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, like this one has been hard for me. I'll put it that way.
All right. Well, I started off being a little bit harsh in the beginning. Probably the harshest I've been in any of these.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the people who are viewing right now, guess what? You guys get priority. Like, this is getting taken down after this. So, yeah, enjoy. We're only going to make it to page 8 today, too, and then we're going to redo it.
I was just about to suggest that we do that, too. So, great minds think alike there. Okay. I'll continue reading. How about that?
Okay.
Our aversion to leverage has dampened our returns over the years, but Charlie and I sleep well. All right. What is he reference here when he says leverage?
I don't know where we are. I lost my place.
The last paragraph on page 4.
Okay. And what does leverage mean? Gosh.
It means
What's a
using
good
debt.
way to explain it? So it's like how powerful you're able to use your money or something like that.
Yeah, financial leverage in this case refers to debt.
Okay. Debt.
They're able to buy more because they're using other people's money. They're using somebody else's money. They're using debt.
Like with their insurance floats, right?
Yeah, right. They can do that instead. So what is aversion to leverage mean?
Aversion?
Yeah, aversion to leverage. What does that mean?
What does aversion mean first? I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you. You don't know what it means? Aversion means avoidance or like distaste. Like you don't.
So they don't like leverage. They don't like debt.
Correct.
Okay. Unless it's like for the insurance floats, right?
Well, insurance float is money that is not theirs, but they get to use until it
needs to be paid out, right?
Right. And if they do their operations well, they can have that money at a profit. So float is not really debt.
Okay. It's different.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, then what would a float be? Like, what's the best way if it's describing a float? Should we look that up?
Float is money that is not theirs, but they get to use until it's required back from them.
Okay.
And he might explain it more in this letter. And he also, like, if we want to read it offline, we can go into the details of the letter, you know, those K pages that he references.
Yeah.
All right. Our aversion to leverage has dampened our returns over the years, but Charlie and I sleep well. Both of us believe it is insane to risk what you have and need in order to obtain what you don't need. We held this view 50 years ago when we each ran an investment partnership, funded by a few friends and relatives who trusted us. We also hold it today after 1 million or so partners have joined us at Berkshire. Despite our he puts partners in quotes because he's obviously referring to shareholders.
Yeah.
That's who this letter is written to.
Yeah.
Despite our recent drought of acquisitions, Charlie and I believe that from time to time Berkshire will have opportunities to make very large purchases. In the meantime, we will stick with our simple guideline. The less the prudence with which others conduct their affairs, the greater the prudence with which we must conduct our own.
All right. So recent drought of acquisitions basically means that it's been hard to find good acquisitions, right?
Not only that, it's been technically, the recent drought of acquisitions is less about finding them and more about doing them. So they didn't actually do very many.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you're adding a step in there that he actually hasn't.
Okay.
In this sentence, he hasn't really mentioned, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll read the next part.
Wait! I want to make a comment about the prudence.
Okay.
So I was in a class, and this person was teaching the class in Spanish, and they said they were reading from a book that said que debemos gastar nuestro dinero con prudencia, which means we should spend our money with prudence. And he said, "Who is prudence?"
Prudence means don't spend a lot of money, right?
Prudence means careful thought, careful action. Like
Okay.
I don't know. Look it up. What does Google define it as?
Let me see. Prudence. Cautiousness, basically. The quality of being cautious.
Yeah, cautious, careful in action. Yeah, so cautious. All right. So in this class, he was saying, "Debemos gastar nuestro dinero con prudencia," which means we should spend our money with prudence. And then he said, "¿Quién es prudencia y por qué debemos gastar nuestro dinero con ella?"
Yeah.
Which means, who is prudence? I've told you the story before, haven't I?
Tell it again for the stream.
Well, I just did. And he said, "Who is Prudence? Why should we spend our money with her?"
Okay, yeah.
And it just made, because Prudence is a girl's name too. Anyway, it just made.
Okay, I get it
now. It was so unexpected. I just laughed and laughed when I said that.
Okay.
And everyone looked at me like, "It wasn't that funny." I was like, "Oh, that was pretty funny."
I get it now. It took me a while. Alrighty.
Anyway, we were able to make sensible standalone purchase. We were able to make one sensible standalone purchase last year, a 38.6 partnership interest in Pilot Flying J, PFJ, with about $20 billion in annual volume. The company is far and away the nation's leading travel center operator. PFG has been run from the get-go by the remarkable Haslam family. Big Jim Haslam began with a dream and a gas station 60 years ago. Now his son Jimmy manages 27,000 associates at about 750 locations throughout North America. Berkshire has a contractual agreement to increase its partnership interest in PFJ to 80% in 2023.
Wait, let's see if that actually happened. Is there a way we can check?
Yeah, you can read the 2020 Oh, well, the 2023 letter should be coming out here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so he'll probably
Oh,
say
this is going to be exciting. We'll read the 2023 letter soon, guys. Okay, I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to keep this live stream up. Even though it was embarrassing for me, I think I also just need to get out of my comfort zone even by keeping it up. Even though it's difficult for me.
I don't really think there was anything embarrassing. It was just,
For me, it feels embarrassing, I guess. I don't know. It's out of my comfort zone. I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, Haslam family members will then own the remaining 20%. Berkshire is delighted to be their partner. When driving on the interstate, drop in. PFGA sells gasoline as well as diesel fuel, and the food is good. If it's been a long day, remember, too, that our properties have 5,200 showers.
Wow.
Let's move now on to bolt-on acquisitions. Some of these were small transactions that I will not detail.
Let me read the bullet points. Sorry for interrupting.
All right, here's an account, however, of a few large purchases whose closing stretched between late 2016 and early 2018.
All right. Clayton Homes acquired 2 builders of a conventional home during 2017, a move that was more than doubled in our presence in a field we entered only 3 years ago. With these additions, Oakwood Homes in Colorado and Harris Doyle in Birmingham.
Birmingham.
In the
UK? There is a Birmingham in the UK, but I believe this would be Birmingham, Alabama. But we could look it up.
Okay, Birmingham, Alabama. I expect our 2018 site built volume will exceed $1 billion.
Okay. You added a couple words and missed a couple words, or a couple letters, but that's all right.
I'm trying. Grumpy. I guess. What?
My reading's not perfect either. I skip letters or swallow words or stuff too. So,
all right.
More important than perfection is the comprehension. So it's just easier to get the comprehension when it's correctly read. But anyway, all right.
Is bro autistic? He's gonna get more famous than he's gonna be the most famous acoustic person ever. Okay, that's what the chat's saying.
Acoustic person?
Yeah, they didn't spell autistic right.
All right, go on.
Alrighty. Well, no, I'm only reading the bullet points.
All right. Clayton's emphasis, nonetheless, remains manufactured homes, both their construction and their financing. In 2017, Clayton sold 19,168 units through its own retail operation and wholesaled another 26,706 units to independent retailers. All told, Clayton accounted for 49% of the manufactured home market last year. That's kind of amazing. That industry-leading share, about 3 times what our nearest competitor did, is a far cry from the 13% Clayton achieved in 2003, the year it joined Berkshire. Both Clayton Homes and PFG are based in Knoxville.
Hello? I'm doing a podcast right now.
I'll tell you later something. Somebody tried to contact me.
Okay.
Both Clayton Homes and PFG are based in Knoxville, where the Clayton and Haslam families have long been friends. Kevin Clayton's comments to the Haslams about the advantages of a Berkshire affiliation and his admiring comments about the Haslam family to me helped cement the PFJ deal.
Alright, near the end of 2016, Shaw Industries, our floor covering business, acquired US Floors, USF, a rapidly growing distributor of luxury vinyl tile. USF managers what?
Piet.
I don't know how to say any of those words.
Yeah, these are new names to me too. I don't know. Pierre Daucher and Philippe Eramuspe.
Came out.
You can call them PD and PE if you want.
Okay. Came out the gate fast, delivering a 40% increase in sales in 2017 during which their operation was integrated with Shaw, it is clear that we acquired both humans assets and business assets, making us USF purchase.
Vance Bell, Shaw's CEO, originated, negotiated, and completed this acquisition, which increased Shaw's sales to $5.7 billion in 2017 and its employment to 22,000. With the purchase of USF, Shaw has substantially strengthened its position as an important and durable source of earnings for Berkshire.
Alrighty. I have told you several times about home services, our growing in real estate brokerage operations. Berkshire backed into this business in 2000 when we acquired a majority interest in Mid-American Energy, now named Berkshire Hathaway Energy. Mid-American activities were then largely in the electric utility field, and I originally paid little attention to home services.
But year by year, the company added brokers, and by the end of 2016, Home Services was the second largest brokerage operation in the country. Still ranking, though, far behind the leader, Rheology. In 2017, however, Home Services growth exploded. We acquired the industry's third largest operator, Long & Foster, number 12, Houlihan Lawrence, and Gloria Nilsson. With the purchases, we added 12,300 agents, raising our total to 40,950. Home Services is now close to leading the country in home sales, having participated, including our 3 acquisitions pro forma, in $127 billion of sides during 2017. To explain that term, there are 2 sides to every transaction. If we represent both buyer and seller, the dollar value of the transaction is counted twice. Despite its recent acquisitions, Home Services is on track to do only about 3% of the country's home brokerage business in 2018. That leaves 97% to go. Given sensible prices, we will keep adding brokers in this most fundamental of businesses.
Okay. Finally, sorry, I was just thinking to myself. Finally, gosh, how do you say that? Precision?
Yes.
Precision Cash Parts, a company built through acquisitions, bought Wilhelm Schultz. GmbH. Sorry, something in the background. There's somebody screaming. So, okay, I'm a little distracted. Okay, I think they're okay. German maker of I think we have to end it off on page 5. I can't, or page 6. I can't go any further today.
That's fine.
Resistance fittings, pipe systems, and components. Please allow me to skip a further explanation. I don't understand manufacturing and its operations as well as I do the activities for real estate brokers, home builders, or truck stops.
Fortunately, I don't need, in this instance, to bring knowledge to the table. Mark Donegan, CEO of Precision, is an extraordinary manufacturing executive, and any business in his domain is slated to do well. Betting on people can sometimes be more certain than betting on physical assets. Let's now move on to operations, beginning with property casualty, PC insurance, a business I do understand, and the engine that for 51 years has powered Berkshire's growth. Should we stop it there and then...
Yeah, let's just stop it there. I mean, this has been an extremely uncomfortable live stream for me. Like, the most uncomfortable I've had since, like, 2017. So, yeah.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And, yeah, so we'll end it off here. I don't know if I'm probably going to private it, and we're going to go through it again.
All right. I want to talk to you after the stream, though, so...
Yeah, of course. All right. We're going to end that off here. Bye. Stream.
Bye. Oh, check out Moo Moo.
Moo Moo.